Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi and Kamala Harris, Ashley Etienne.
In fact, I remember when I did an event with Nas down in Norfolk State, and they were like, make sure you don't have Nas talk about his song about having a black president. Like, we don't want to associate ourselves with that. And that really bled into the psyche and the thinking of the people around Barack Obama, you know, and it affected the decisions that were made. Now, when you think that the president is above race and therefore he is above black, that influences everything he does. And so I remember being in those rooms, each one of these points, and we just got, you know, ran into a brick wall. And it was primarily because of the people he had surrounded himself with, who he's now sent over to Kamala Harris's campaign. But the sentiment there was, we're above that. And so any concerns of the community, we're above even addressing in a lot of ways.
When you look at Democrats have really shown themselves in the contempt that they have towards black people who do not support them. And it's just been really eye-opening and quite revealing. They have been the disrespect that they have been showing towards specifically black men, you know, who do not want to jump on their particular bandwagon. And the voices that have been leading the charges on this are people like Joy Reid, Sonny Holston, Roland Martin, D.L. Hughley, Ricky Smiley, Steve Harvey, Mark Lamont Hill, and many others. Now, I'm just going to throw in Kamala Harris in there simply because, again, she waits till 3 weeks out and says, okay, it's like she's got to be strong-armed into doing something, or at least acknowledging black men, you know, and the needs of black men. And but I would even go farther and say the specific unique needs of black Americans. And she waits until 3 weeks out, and all of a sudden she's going to drop this thing, only to look at it and see that all she did was just added black men here, there, and then she seasoned it with and others, you know. So that was pretty much it.
But now that same team that told him to stay away from race, you've transcended it, is in Kamala's ear.
If I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking and ceremony. I'd be fine with that, because I found the work fascinating. I mean, I write about the even on my worst days, I found puzzle.
And that's the point. That's the point. Because that's exactly what's happening right now. Because there's nowhere in the world you had people who really had black people in heart and the needs of black people. There's nowhere in the world that they would have allowed for that administration slash her whole team, you know, that's the campaign, to put the needs of black people on the far back burner, and then wait until 3 weeks before the actual election. Now all of a sudden you want to come out and then you want to say something. They're already letting you know how her administration is going to roll. It's going to be more Obama. It's going to be more of that, where she transcends race. Now all of a sudden she's back to being Indian again. She's back to being every other, you know, race. And then black people, she'll come into a black church every now and then and talk about her collard green story and how she had to make a whole bunch of collard greens in the bathtub. Who came up with that one? I don't even know, because every black person I've talked to about that was rolling their eyes and looking funny, like ain't no black people do anything like that.
Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure that y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your notification bell. Always remember to pray for one another. Love y'all.